Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to PyroFalkon Plays SimCity 2013. In our last episode, we finally put our first school, way too late to me. I wanted to get this going a little sooner, but whatever. That's what I get for bankrupting my city, but now we're on our way. Now, the grade school has only taught 21 students. That's because we have no bus stops anywhere, so we are going to fix that little problem. And as I was saying to close out the episode, when you're highlighting areas to place your bus stops, it turns the roads green, so you want to make sure that you coat every residential zone with that green line. You do not have to place bus stops on both sides of the road. Your Sims have no problem crossing the streets, and apparently they're invincible to cars, so all your little ankle biters can get to school on time. So we're going to place bus stops for each of these residential zones. Now this road's a little long, so I'm going to place 2. Now for me, when I place 2, I always put them on opposite sides of the road like that. It really doesn't matter. That's just one of my little personal ticks. Alright, so we've got the original satellite village now hooked up. Now that time I didn't do opposite sides because all of my buildings are on that side. Like so. Like, oh wow. We'll do 3 stops on that street. You can see we're making everybody happy just by making that coverage. So it's always worth it to do education for this reason. Alright, and then the original residential zones. Let's see. I like doing 1 per block, even if it looks redundant. Just this way, we know that all of the ankle biters will get to class. You can blame Rachel, by the way, for the term ankle biter. And there we go. Okay, so all the residential zones in the city are covered with bus stops. Now, even then, it doesn't really help us when the school can only teach 150 students, if I remember right. Yes, only 150 students. So we're going to add some classrooms. Like so. And now the school can teach 950, which is great. Except for the fact that in order to get my my university, which is what this whole thing has been about, I need 1,200 students. Now, you can see here in the numbers, we have a total of 1,103 students in the entire city. So, we'll need some residential zones before we can finish this off, or at least expand the residential zones that we do have and get those densities up. But that will be for a later date anyway. If you check the grade school, I mean, you know, it's not... Okay, the new school day has just started, so finally the students will be coming in. We only taught a few yesterday. Today will be a much different story. And education will slowly spread across the city, thus lowering crime, lowering disease, and otherwise helping everybody. Okay, the clinic is running at capacity and has for a while. Let's go ahead and lay down a new patient wing. And just like that, I am again in the hole by 4,000 an hour, but I have almost 500,000, and my bonds, I'm just going to pay off my bonds, get them off of the books. And that actually results in a net positive because now I'm not having to pay that interest again. So now I'm only losing 3,000 per hour, which is about to be taken up again because we just got notification that I can build a high school, which we will do. Let's see, we need plenty of room for the university. Let's see, can I put the... Oh, there we go. We're going to stick the high school. Oh, that's a good spot. We're going to stick the high school there. Now, the high school, without any modifications, can teach 800 students. So there's really not a whole lot you have to add to it. In fact, I usually don't add anything to it. The high school is actually less important than an elementary school from all of my tests. It just seems if you have all the levels of education represented, you are able to get your tech level up a little faster, which is nice. But the university is the main thing that helps with that. So, yeah, whatever. Okay, so now we have our high school, and this is the other strange part with education and the way the numbers work in the game, which is why I don't like it. Here you can see the grade school has taught 950 students. Now, as the high school hires teachers and starts to actually function, you're going to see that a lot of the grade school students move over to high school for no apparent reason. So apparently ages are not simulated. The game, for example, does not tell you how many students are grade school versus how many are university versus how many are high school. But your general goal is to make sure that every school is operating under capacity. It seems to be a percentage. So that I haven't figured it out. So I'm just saying, like, for example, it would be X% of your population is for grade school if you have multiple schools, and then Y percentage is high school if you have them all, and so on. And if you don't have them all, everyone just gets stuffed into the same school, which again sounds like my hometown of XENIA. I hate my town. Okay, so we taught the full 950 students yesterday, but the high school, hopefully, yes, the high school is alive. It says it taught 12 students yesterday. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The combined number of students between the high school and the grade school that they can teach is 1,750. Ergo, if we look at our education map, we only have 1,190 students in the school, or in the city combined, which means every student should be taught starting tomorrow. That will raise education levels, which will raise industrial zone tech levels, and it will get us one step closer to doing our university. We just need a few more students in the city to be able to fully finish it off. And I don't think there's anything I can do about that, unless I want to add some residential zones, which I do not want to do yet. So instead, I'm hoping that some of my current residential zones will expand. And I can sort of goose them to expand, because I'm going to upgrade the roads here to high-density streets in the original residential village, which I guess I can call Old Town. So Old Town is getting some high-density streets. And hit those yet. I sort of wish they had a data map, so you could see what kind of roads you had based on like color or something. I mean, you can sort of tell if you get close enough, but it's kind of hard to tell from a distance. Okay, so $585,000, plenty of cash. We're in pretty good shape, and hopefully these buildings will soon expand. Great places to shop. We love the new city buildings. That's good. Okay, so let's check the happiness map. This will tell us... Did not mean that. I meant the building density map. That will tell us which buildings will expand. These should expand... Okay. It's actually pretty good, and everyone's really happy over here. What is your problem? Are great places to shop? Oh, okay, so the density is on the rise. Alright, that's good. Alright, so the buildings will expand eventually, just not for a little bit of time, but that's okay. I guess while I'm at it, I'm going to upgrade this main strip starting here, which will not only help with traffic flow, but it can get these commercial zones to expand, since they are ready to do so. This won't cost me really all that much cash. Now you may be asking why I don't simply upgrade all my roads including the original satellite village, and I will tell you. The reason I don't upgrade the roads down here is because I've upgraded already in Old Town. And again, this is one of those common mistakes of SimCity players, to expand too fast. See, expanding the zone and therefore expanding the building is great. It helps your population, gives you more money, and so on, but it adds significant pressure to your utilities. So if you try to upgrade everything all at once and you're not ready for it, and they run your electricity dry, your wells dry, or they fill up the poop map, then you're screwed, and you can't handle all of the income, and everyone becomes upset, and it's just a mess, and it becomes counterproductive. So that's why we move very slowly. So once Old Town starts to expand, if it even starts to expand, then we will start worrying about upgrading the satellite villages. But there's no point in having high density streets literally everywhere. There's no point to it yet. Right now we just want to work on what we've got. Although I can expand this area, since I didn't realize this was still medium, or rather, since I didn't realize it was still low, and then maybe the industrial zones here will expand and bring some more cash to the coffers. But I don't really need to expand industrial zones too much because, as always, you can see I have a whole crap ton of unfilled jobs. Nothing I can really do about that at the moment, until we start getting more population in. And, oh look, another industrial zone is already starting to expand. Our tech level is very low because everybody is a total moron at the moment, but that will change. And now that we have a new day, we can watch the education maps, or rather the education buildings a little bit closer. You can see here the grade school is teaching only 183 students. The high school is teaching the full 800? Huh. I wonder if that means... I guess not. Okay, anyway, so the high school is teaching maximum. How's the grade school doing? Looks like the grade school is fetching some more students. Those kids must be lucky, because class ends at 3 p.m. and they're... Oh, wait, they're being dropped off now. Ah, logic. Okay. Well, this is still a good lesson. It says that the grade school taught 187 students. So originally we had put enough classrooms that we could handle 950. Now with the addition of the high school, we don't need them. So, but rather than destroy them, we're going to just shut them down. So we're going to shut down both of those classrooms. So we're going to shut down the top one of that one too. There we go. So now the capacity of the grade school is 350. So it should still be plenty to teach all of the grade school students. And we've now saved $600 per hour, which will certainly add up over the course of a day. And this does not destroy our education efficiency at all, unless the grade school winds up getting even more students than I realized. But again, we'll keep our eyes on it. Now, as far as the high school is concerned, this is the first time this has ever happened to me. So either they changed it with a patch, or I've done something efficiently for once when it comes to education, because I've never seen my high school cap out like that before. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Man, 251 students are not enrolled. But again, I wish, like, it doesn't tell you. It shows you where the unenrolled college or unenrolled students are, but it doesn't show you what their ages are, as I was talking about earlier. So I don't know if these kids are for high school, or if they're for grade school, or if the game simply shoves them in the highest education zone allowed. But either way, we're aiming for the 1,200 so we can do, so we can build our university. And we need 1,200 students in the one city, which is why at the moment we're just hoping to get there. And you can see again from our numbers here, they've updated again. We have 1,223 students in the city, which is good. Our population keeps expanding, and hopefully they will all get enrolled over the next couple days. As you saw, hopefully a couple episodes ago, all we have to do is get, we only have to hit that milestone and it will succeed. So which means if we can get 1,200 students enrolled, even if 100 of them suddenly vanish off the face of the region, we'll still be able to build that university, which is what we really need. So you can see again, our budget keeps improving. Now we're only losing 2,600 an hour. It's slow, but as you can see, and I'm sorry I keep repeating the phrase "as you can see," but as you can see, all I'm doing here is I'm working slowly, and I'm working, taking each problem one at a time, and there is no, I'm not doing any dramatic changes because that usually causes more problems than it results in. We've had a lot of downtime, like right now I'm just sitting here waiting for the cash, and the budget slowly helps to improve itself. You only really totally screw the pooch if you just place way too many buildings way too fast. And look at this, our garbage dump has no problems because we keep burning all the garbage we get. It has added some air pollution. Let's see how bad the air pollution is in fact. Well, it could be a lot worse than that. A small part of the satellite village is getting hit with it, but not really all that much. We're actually doing pretty damn well, all things considered. Really, I'm keeping it fairly green. I don't recall seeing any warnings that the whole region is freaking out because of pollution, and if I don't see those warnings, I certainly take that as a positive. So now the grade school here is teaching, we're about to hit capacity at the grade school. 312 students out of 350. And but the high school hasn't delivered their students yet. Still, just to hedge my bet, I'm going to go back into the grade school and I'm going to reactivate one of the classrooms. So now our capacity here is 550. Oh, just in time. Students in class just surpassed the 350 that it had been at. So that was good. Wait, what? Now it's still going up? We're going to go back. Okay, now you're at capacity again, which again makes no sense. Let's just reactivate the classrooms again. Idiots. And again, the numbers keep going. You know what I bet happens? And there's the university. Excellent. We are doing great. I bet you what happens is all education buildings issue buses, and then the first time the bus gets to any student, it loads it up and takes it back. It doesn't matter what their age is. That'd be terrible in real life. You wake up, and depending on which bus comes, you either are around your friends playing basketball and getting ready for college, or you're around a bunch of ankle biters and you're finger painting for 5 hours a day. That doesn't sound too bad, does it?
Finger painting?
Finger painting for 5 hours a day. Nope. See, now the high school only has 652 students, whereas the grade school has 667. Again, the ratios are different, so I don't know what the hell SimCity is doing. But I do know we had every student enrolled for a minute, and then we had a whole bunch of people move in, apparently. But it all matters for naught because we have our university finally. Except what we also have is we've gone almost 19 minutes, so I'm just not going to build it yet. And so I'm going to watch the buses freak the hell out as they start dumping students back off everywhere. And you can see from our budget, we now have broken the $1 million mark. And once again, I just want to point out that we've broken $1 million despite the fact we've been running at an hourly loss pretty much since episode 9. So again, never play this game to the hourly budget. If you play to the hourly budget, you're probably going to be screwed. The hourly budget, in fact, is very distracting. Forget it. It doesn't matter. What you care about is the monthly profit plus your industrial or your industry transactions or your culture transactions or whatever you happen to have as your specialization. Okay, well, that'll do it for this episode, and hopefully I will see you again tomorrow when we finally get the university going and begin the long road to building a great work. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.